I am Doug McVay. I'm the editor of a thing called Drug War Facts at drugwarfacts.org. Please do check it out on the web. It's your premier source for information on drugs, drug policies here in the United States and around the world. I also do some radio work. You may have heard me on KBOO. I have a show called Free Culture Radio. Also have a thing called Century of Lies. It goes out once a week. And I got to tell you, it's a pleasure. It's such an honor to be at the Global Marijuana March. This has a long history. I don't know if you're all aware of this. But before there was the Global Marijuana March, a bit of a mouthful, there was the Million Marijuana March. And before the Million Marijuana March, as my friend Paul Stanford and I were discussing yesterday, there was the May Day Pot Parade. Now, May Day. The 1st of May is May Day. Some of you, many of you may be aware, but in case you're not, May Day is the International Day of Worker Solidarity. May Day is an event around the world where tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people gather and rally for individual rights. Has been for decades, since well before the marijuana movement started doing something on this day. Some people wonder, well, you got something on 420, why are you doing May Day? Yeah, whatever. 420 is a day of enforced jollity. If y'all really want to go out and have a party on Hitler's birthday, y'all have fun. I'll stay home, or I'll cover an event that's actually going on. But May Day, now that's something special. In this country, we have lost sight of that, labor unions not being what they used to be. We have sort of lost sight, and people like myself, who are proud to call ourselves socialists, may not necessarily see a lot of us out here. But there are May Day events, and for me, this is our May Day. This is our day to reach out in solidarity with others and say, we are your neighbors, we're your friends, we're your family members. We smoke weed, we like weed, we think that pot should be legal. And we ask you people to join with us in calling for that. It's not so we can have a party. I could have a party anytime. If it weren't for legalization and drug policy reform work, I'd have a lot more time for partying, all right? I'm doing this because it's important, because it's about freedom, because it's about justice, and it's because it's what's right. Social justice is where it's at. There's a thing called harm reduction, where you try to reduce the harms that people do to themselves and you manage the risks that people expose themselves to. Drinking alcohol, maybe just one drink an hour so that your body metabolizes. That's called harm reduction. Not taking a shot of whiskey to wash down your opiate, that's harm reduction because you could kill yourself doing that. Smoking marijuana to relieve your minor pains rather than taking an opioid, that's harm reduction. Okay? Simple concept. When we give out clean syringes to people who insist on injecting drugs, people who inject drugs are people too. They're our friends. They're our family members. They're our sisters and our brothers. They're our parents. They're our spouses. They're our partners. They're our friends. They're people. So we can either leave them to get sick and to die, or we can do something about it, right? Now, Portland, there are a handful of people who've been working for a little while, and it's getting a little bigger, trying to put something together called a supervised injection facility. I know, little off topic, this is a weed thing. But you know, we got here because of drug policy reform. And we got here because people were willing to break the law to do what they think is right. Now, we have a syringe exchange that's run by the county in this area, Multnomah County, a wonderful thing. But we need more because of the overdose crisis and because really resources are just being outstripped. So a lot of folks are working to get this area to consider a supervised consumption facility, a safe consumption space, a safe injection facility. The city of New York is running close. King County, Seattle is trying. They're trying to get this done in San Francisco. They hope to have it, in fact, by sometime this summer down in San Francisco. Portland, it's our turn. We've been a leader in all this stuff. We've been a leader in marijuana legalization and medical marijuana and in harm reduction for a very long time. It's because people like you come out to events like this and let elected leaders and officials and just these, I'll be nice, people in places like Studio on the Square, we let them know that we really are serious. That we want this stuff to change and we're not going to go away until it's happened. And frankly, we're still going to be here because it's still not going to be perfect and there's still a lot of work to be done. Sure, we have medical, but God help you if you live in an apartment or federally subsidized housing. Sure, we have legalization. Of course, do be careful if you try and consume out here, because it's illegal to consume in public, and there are very likely people who would have you arrested. So, are we ready? Okay, I'm going to get through and wrap this up in a second. So here's the thing. Marijuana legalization is a great thing. Drug decriminalization is absolutely vital. Harm reduction is important. All this stuff is why I do what I do. I volunteer several hours a week doing radio production. I manage a few hours of working for a few different groups. Patients Out at Time. Oh, yeah. Before I leave, I need to remind you, Patients Out of Time, terrific resource, still working on medical cannabis, still working to educate healthcare professionals and the public. Have a conference coming up May 10th through 12th. It's going to be in Jersey City, but hey, some flights are cheap if you got a chance, and we'll have some video after the event. You can check it out. Again, my name is Doug McVay. drugwarfacts.org. You can find a lot more information and all the stuff I've been talking about. I want to thank you all for being here. You are beautiful. Happy May Day.